In Norway, there is a shortage of radiologists and therefore millions of Norwegian kroner is spent on foreign contractors. However, with video conferencing technology, hospitals are able to utilise their resources more efficiently. Frode Lerum is a professor at the radiology unit and he explains how video conferencing equipment is implemented in the daily work at the hospital. When putting video conferencing into practice, the consultants can discuss and provide a judgment of the situation faster and more efficiently. The result is a more effective process of helping the patient. Here you see how the system is structured. On the screens at the bottom you can see the electronic image archive and the image processing system at the hospital. Professor Lerum explains that the image processing system, also called PAX, can execute full functionality regardless of which cooperating hospitals are online. The co-workers can share any information and have two-way communication whenever there is a need for this. In the following dialogue, these two doctors are discussing one of the patients, a 55-year-old man who is in for a checkup. Through video conferencing, the doctors exchange information about the patient in real time as if they were in a face-to-face meeting. This is how a video conference is carried out in order to be able to discuss a case with a larger audience. On the screen, you can see a live picture of the patient's lungs and the doctors are able to intervene on the situation even though they're not physically there. Bjorn Johansen describes the evolution of incorporating video conferences as part of healthcare. Quoting the section consultant, he explains that the hospital's experience with using video conferencing with patients works extremely well and it is very efficient compared to alternatives. It provides better quality of the hospital's services and saves huge amounts of times because it is up-to-date and online, real-time information. With the time savings experienced, they can now ensure better quality and make cohesive decisions faster than ever before. Anne Nasood is a consultant at the Pulmonary Medicine Unit and shares the same opinion as other medical consultants. According to Anne, the unit has gained a more dynamic form of collaboration. Through the usage of video, the hospital has been able to build stronger relationships with other hospitals. She has also got to know fellow associates in other units as well. Furthermore, she explains that she has discussed 7 patients who have all been very different from one another. But with today's video conferencing solution, they can discuss and confer with fellow consultants and specialists and together reach an agreement. She now feels that the hospital is more informed in making the right decisions. Professor Babel Stray Pedersen is responsible for teaching in the 9th term of medical studies, which is gynecology and obstetrics. This term is highly international, as she explains that 1/3 of students come from abroad, and the exchange program encourages the university to send another 1/3 of students to other countries. She explains to her students that next Friday they will be in Cape Town to meet another professor who is giving a lecture on HIV, pregnancy and transmission. Because of the distance, the professor will hold his lecture using video conferencing with the students located in Norway.
Thank you very much. Well, as you see, I'm in Cape Town. I'm with Professor Terong, which is going to lecture about HIV and pregnant women and the transmission.
Pedersen says that she has the impression that it is a greater effect on students when they hear about different diseases, for example, HIV, from people working with it on a daily basis, as they do in South Africa.
Antenatal patients in South Africa, and you can see there was a steep rise, increased over time until 2005, and now in 2006 last year it seems that there was some stability.
After going through a fusion of different units, Farstad explains that the pathology clinic tried to build an organisation as if they were all built into one clinic at one place. The clinic started a little cautiously with constructing an organisation plan where they divided the disciplines into 2 main groups. She explains that the clinic quickly understood that they needed equipment to realise the idea of having joint meetings and to exchange their professional and administrative information. Video conferencing proved to be the solution. As an example on how they have implemented the technology at the clinic, Farstad explains that they are holding joint meetings every Tuesday and Wednesday. These meetings last for approximately 30 to 45 minutes and are taken in turn where different clinics are expected to hold presentations concerning various subjects. In the meeting shown here, there is a discussion on the mammillary body. It is conversed over biopsies. Here, the doctors can ask questions and have their questions answered right away. Farstad expresses that one of the distresses the clinic experienced before implementing video conferencing was when a problem which belonged to another discipline would crop up. Instead of providing a long and difficult explanation by sending cases from one unit to another, it is better to get in contact immediately, discuss and eventually agree on a solution.